All right, let's just jump right in. For years, we've all seen those mind-blowing videos of humanoid robots, right? But they've always felt like, well, like science fiction. Like a million-dollar project tucked away in a lab somewhere. Well, something just happened that throws that whole timeline out the window. A development so big it's about to completely change how we think about advanced robotics.
Seriously, just let that sink in for a moment. I'm not talking about a little robot vacuum or some kid's toy. I mean a full-on, walking, talking, AI-powered humanoid that can learn right there with you. What if that kind of tech wasn't priced for a research grant, but for your own home?
And there it is. $6,000. That is the actual price tag on the brand new Unitree R1 robot, which just made its debut at the World AI Conference in Shanghai. And no, that's not a typo. That is the number that is sending absolute shockwaves through the tech world.
Now, to really get why this number is such a bombshell, think about this. We all know Boston Dynamics Atlas, right? An absolutely incredible machine, a viral video superstar, but with a price tag that's well over $1 million. It was a research tool. The Unitree R1, it's playing a totally different game. This isn't just a step forward, it's a quantum leap in affordability.
You see, this price tag isn't just a detail, it's a doorway. It signals the moment we move from science fiction being something we watch to something we can actually live. And it's happening way faster than anyone thought possible.
For pretty much our entire lives, robots this smart were stuck on Hollywood sets or in labs with massive defense contracts. They were amazing to watch, but they were completely out of reach. Something you'd see on a screen, not something you'd ever imagine having in your house. That reality, it just got a major update.
And here it is. This is the machine at the heart of it all. The Unitree R1. As Reuters reported, it weighs just 25 kilograms, that's less than your average 6-year-old kid, and it was built from the ground up for one thing: daily life. This robot wasn't designed for a factory, it was designed for us. So, what's the magic here? What makes this machine so revolutionary? Well, let's look under the hood. It really comes down to 3 key things. We've already hammered home that insane price, but it's that price combined with these other 2 pillars, its unbelievable agility and its onboard embodied intelligence, that makes the R1 a total game changer. So let's break them down.
First up, agility. And wow, this thing is basically an athlete. During its big reveal, it did a kip-up. You know, that gymnastics move where you spring from your back straight to your feet? The crowd went nuts. It moves with this crazy precision because it has over 20 high-torque motors and super flexible joints. It's not just repeating moves, it's adapting.
But all that physical skill is guided by a really powerful brain. This is not a remote-controlled puppet. The R1 runs on what's called a multimodal large language model. Now, that's just a fancy way of saying it can see, hear, and understand the world around it all at once, kind of like we do. And it does that using some pretty cool tech. It's got 3D vision to see depth, LiDAR, which uses lasers to map its surroundings for perfect navigation, and advanced microphones to understand what you're saying. So it doesn't just see a chair, it perceives a chair and understands what to do with it.
Dr. Angela Jameson over at MIT's AI lab put it perfectly. This is a huge shift. We're going from robots that just follow a script to robots that can actually think on their feet and improvise. This is basically the ChatGPT moment, but for a machine that can walk around in the real world.
Okay, so a cheap, super agile, and smart robot. That's amazing. But what does it actually do for you and me? Let's bring this out of the tech lab and into the living room. The potential here is just everywhere. At home, it could be a helper for daily chores. In schools, a patient tutor that never gets frustrated. For small businesses, an employee that works 24/7. And maybe most importantly, in healthcare and for senior living, it could be a lifeline. And listen, this isn't just theory. Check this out. Right after the R1 launched, a few cafes in Shanghai put one on display. The result? They reported a 30% jump in foot traffic. It's an assistant and a marketing campaign all rolled into one. But maybe the most powerful use cases are the personal ones. This quote from a retired teacher who is in a pilot program, well, it says everything. For older adults, a robot like this can be a companion, a helper for getting things, and a safety net in case of an emergency. It's about dignity and independence. So, as you can imagine,
The debut of the R1 did not go unnoticed. It sent a massive shockwave across the globe, and it's forcing experts, investors, and even governments to sit up and pay attention.
The reactions came in fast. Dr. Lin Wei called it the moment the robotics race goes mainstream. Dr. Jameson from MIT warned that the West needs to respond, and fast. And Bloomberg just nailed it, calling this the iPhone moment for robots, that one device that comes along and changes everything.
And of course, progress this fast brings up some really big, really urgent questions. With robots this capable and this cheap about to walk among us, regulators are scrambling. A debate is already kicking off. Should a robot need a license to go out in public, just like a car? It's a conversation we all need to start having, like yesterday.
So where does this all go? The R1 isn't the final destination. Oh no. It's the explosive start to a brand new chapter for all of us. Let's look at what the near future is shaping up to be.
The speed here is just wild. The experts believe this is just a beginning. With mass production, they're predicting the price could crash to under $2,000 in just a couple of years. By 2030, it's not crazy to think these robots could be as common as laptops are today. And get this, the hardware is just the start. The next big thing is a robot app store. Just like on your phone, you'll get over-the-air updates that give it new skills. Imagine waking up and your robot has learned to speak Italian, or mastered a new recipe, or even downloaded a funnier personality.
I mean, the possibilities are just endless and so personal. So you have to wonder, what's the first skill you'd pay for? Would you want it to be a 5-star chef, a patient tutor for your kids, a yoga instructor? What's the first thing you'd want your robot to learn?
So let's wrap it up with this. The Unitree R1 isn't just another cool machine. It's a turning point. It's one of those moments where the future we've always talked about suddenly shows up on our doorstep, and with a price tag we never saw coming. The robot revolution is no longer a question of if, it's happening right now. The only question left is, are you going to jump in, or are you going to watch from the sidelines?